Turn the mic up. This is legacy emotion. For vision of victory, trailblazing the path. Mind sharp, words heavy, every bar got class. Iconic by nature, pioneer by design. History in the making every time she aligns. Doctorate dreams, but the roots run deep. Built from the grind, now the whole world speaks. Culture, purpose, power when she steps in the room. Drop gems so real, make the future zoom. Yeah.
This is iconic pioneers. Hear the story unfold, where the fearless lead and the truth gets told. Every voice legendary, every lesson precise. Hosted with wisdom, Dr. Tabatha Russell on the mic. Press play. Stay ready. The movement starts now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Iconic Pioneers podcast, the space where disruptors, trailblazers, and bold thinkers gather to rewrite the rules of success. My name is Dr. Tabatha Russell, and on this show, we will go deep with those who aren't afraid to lead differently, those who build legacy, impact, and authority that echoes for generations. On today, I have the amazing opportunity. You see her. That's right. She's ready. I am talking with Brigadier General retired Twanda Young, and I'm so excited because we're going to talk about her leadership platform and all the amazing things that she's doing over there in her sphere of genius to impact the world. Welcome in, Brigadier General retired. How are you?
I am amazing, and it's awesome to be here with you and your audience.
Thank you so much for being here on today. I am just honored to have this privilege to be able to interview you on today to talk about all the amazing things that you have going on in your space. But tell me this, what does being an iconic leader mean to you personally?
I think simply it means being a real leader by being reliable, being encouraging, being approachable, and being loyal to that organization and those you get the honor and privilege to lead.
Oh, just simple, straight to the point. Come on now. It definitely does make a difference. Now, I know that you've had the opportunity to do some amazing things, especially in your career. And thank you so much for your service to our country and having the opportunity to make an impact there. So tell us about a defining moment when you realized that you weren't built to follow the crowd.
Oh, wow. There were many, but I'll start off with one. And I've told this story many times to encourage those that when they see barriers, to understand that you can overcome barriers, but you need a strategy to do so. I call it my base rappel tower moment, where when I first came into the military as a brand spanking second lieutenant, I met a senior leader of mine that I expected was going to mentor, coach, teach, and guide me. And he did none of that. He pretty much told me I had no right to be in the military and that he was going to do everything within his power to ensure that I didn't make it to the next level. So I could have stood there flat-footed and just gave up, but I chose not to. I chose to implement some strategies, connect with people that I needed to connect with, to learn how this leader actually got into the position and some of his mannerisms about how he led. And long story short, based on that strategy that I put in place, I was able to be there when he retired, saluted him sharply, shook up my hand to shake his, thanked him for his service, and my career continued and he retired.
If you're going to do it, right, absolutely do it and make it look good at the same time, but also give honor where honor's due, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I believe that many leaders are positioned in ways that pays dividends along the lines as we continue to give, as we serve, as we do the things necessary that makes us help others as well. So sometimes those moments can be motivating factors for us in our careers to say, I can show you better than I can tell you, right? So
that's a line my mom uses all the time, especially when I was young and doing something I had no business doing. But yeah, I truly agree. In that moment, you know, which I'm sure that many of your audience has had similar experiences, you feel deflated, you feel rejected, you feel belittled, you feel disheartened that a leader that you were told to look up to, that was going to help you be a better leader, just did not want to put in the work and the effort. Leadership and leading others is work. It's a responsibility. And if we don't take that seriously, we come out with things like this. Had I not had my own intuitive sense of and confidence of who I was and what I brought to the table as a young leader, there would be no Brigadier General retired Twanda Young, because I would have stopped.
That's right. That's right.
But having those people around me, those board of directors, I call them, as people that will tell you, hey, you can keep pushing. My mom was one of them, because I called her and said, you know, this man says I can't, you know, I'm not going to do this. I mean, I was crying real hard. And she said, okay, you're going to let someone else dictate your destiny? Is that how I raised you? And the answer was no. So I had to pick up my bootstrings, if you will, and figure out how I was going to overcome that particular barrier. And I was able to do that. And I pay homage to Sergeant First Class Bobby D. Harris, who came to my office and said, hey, LT, you going to cry all day, or you going to figure some stuff out? Moment, I decided, no, I'm not going to let someone else dictate my destiny.
Yes, I absolutely love that. Tell me about a defining moment when you realized that you weren't built to follow the crowd, because, you know, even in that example, I can definitely tell that there were some things that you stood on, right? Like your core beliefs, your values, and having a support system to push you definitely was something else that helped in the process. But I also know that there are probably several examples that you can give us around those defining moments. But share with us one of those where you really understood that you weren't built to follow the crowd.
Well, it was in Hawaii. I mean, I had to take some hard jobs in the military. I mean, you know, they say go, I got to go. So, okay, I'll go to Hawaii. But when I went to Hawaii and took command as a brigade commander for your military personnel that are out there listening, that is a huge, big responsibility and opportunity in the career of any officer to be able to be given a unit of that size with well over 500 or more people that you're responsible for, and a true mission in helping the military win and fight its wars. And in that moment, I did my speech, if you will, commander's intake speech, where I'm talking to the masses and talking to my new people that I'm getting ready to lead. And I'll be honest with you, in truth and transparency, the way I did it was very wrong. I did it from the premise of I'm the leader. You do what I tell you to do. You do how, when I say jump, you say how high. And from that experience, I went back to my office, all proud of myself, actually patting myself on the back for it, about how I handled the situation. And then I had a knock on the door. And there was 3 particular individuals at that door. There was legal, there was equal opportunity, and then there was the SHARP representative. And they came into the office. I still felt like, you know, they're coming for me to give them answers because I'm the leader. And they said, no, ma'am, we're not here for anything other than we're here to help you. We've been getting calls all day and emails that people are ready to leave this unit. We've never seen this before. And they're wanting to leave because they don't want to be led by you. And I'm like, what? What is she digging it? What do you mean? I just made this phenomenal speech about how I'm going to do things and everything. And the leader's going to take charge and my authority and my power. And they said, no, ma'am, we have people who have been here for 26, 28 years that are saying they're getting ready to retire. They're not going to put up with this. That we have soldiers that just got into the unit asking to be transferred. And I had to chew on that. And even in my own arrogance, I was like, it's their fault, not mine. And I went home and spoke to my husband and shared with him what happened and expected him to be on my side. And he said, well, based on what you shared with me, you might want to check yourself in the mirror. Check yourself in the mirror. What do you mean? I'm the commander. And in that moment, as I sat on the back porch of my home with the palm trees swaying and the nice breeze and having a nice cold beverage, I came to the reality that I was wrong and that the way that I was leading was not effective, nor would it be efficient, because I couldn't lead myself if the whole unit wanted to transfer and retire out. So I went back that next morning and I typed an email to all 500 or more soldiers, civilians, and contractors saying that I was wrong and that if they gave me a chance to lead them the way I knew I could, that we would be successful. And to take what I had shared in a wrong way and learn from me that that's not how you build a team. And I had a young service member come to my office and said, ma'am, because you sent that email out and you were transparent, you were real, back to what I was saying, leaders being real, that he was willing to stay under my leadership, and many others decided to stay.
Wow. That is huge from the standpoint, because it takes a real leader to be able to admit that they're wrong. And then to send it out to 500 or more people to say, okay, sorry, right?
Yeah, forgive me.
Yes, give me a chance. Let's do this, right? That is a real defining moment. But I also said that that's an iconic place and time that allowed you to be able to, see yourself, but then now reposition and pivot quickly, right? Don't let it fester. Don't let them continue to sit in that, but see the area of correction and then take that by the reins and then continue to keep pushing forward. So I'm glad that you shared that with us as well. So how do you balance building wealth, influence, and impact without sacrificing your authenticity?
Oh, that's a good question, because we all as leaders have many faces. We got the face for when we're dealing with the senior leaders. We got the face when we're dealing with, our staff and our different departments and everything. And I have learned through my course of my 33 years in the military that those faces are hard to keep just keeping track of them. That I had a iconic moment, if you will, of realizing, Tia, you just got to be who you are. And either they're going to accept who you are and your knowledge, skills, and abilities to lead and to perform the job, but trying to figure out what face to have on, it isn't working. It isn't paying great dividends. So I would say the first thing is self-awareness about who you are and understanding exactly what it is you want to do. What is the impact you want to do, and what's the why of it all? And once you have the why of it all, and you have that self-control, internal system that says, no, you're getting off azimuth. This is not you. This is not how you operate. And you quickly pull yourself back and stay within the left and right limits. I think that helps you build authenticity with people that you're partnering with, builds authenticity with clients that I get to coach, get the honor and privilege to coach. But also it allows me to sleep good at night, to know that I'm giving from a place of sincerity and not a place of where it is just to make another dollar, because not all money is good money.
Yes, all money is not good money. I agree there. But knowing that you have that internal value mechanism, right? Like your core beliefs allow you to walk into that authenticity. And sometimes we do have to do some digging in there to get to it. But then when you lock arms and you can take others with you, man, that becomes a massive movement. And it allows you to be able to stand on your truth in your leadership. So what's a myth about leadership or success that you believe needs to be dismantled immediately?
That the position of a leader entitles you to treat people like you want to treat them and not with dignity and respect. The position is a position. The title is a title. But to lead people genuinely, you got to lead from the heart. And I'm not saying be a punk, being weak or whatever. I'm saying be honest about if you're giving, and let me start it this way. In the military, you're given the authority to change the lives of everyone that's in up under your command. I got the ability that I can promote you, I can demote you. All of those things are within my power. But because I have that power doesn't mean that I have to use that power. Let me give you an example. I had a young soldier that was in my formation, and I told them all, if you need help, don't call. I should not get a call that you have a DUI when I'm here stationed with you as a bachelorette, because Tracy, my husband, and 2 girls were in DC. So all I had on my hand was time. Call me first. Yes, I'm going to chew you out. Yes, I'm going to tap those hind parts, but at least your career and it is still intact. Well, this particular soldier decided he was not going to do that, and he got caught. Well, I'm going to do what I have to do as a leader to teach you a lesson. I had the ability to take his rank, take his pay, all of those things. But he had just had delivered 2 twin daughters. But you made a bad decision that's going to impact your ability to take care of them. So he came into my office, head hung down. Ma'am, I know I was wrong. I know you said to call you. I'm here to take my punishment. I said, I'm glad you are. I could have punished him very harshly. I chose not to. I did give him punishment that he deserved and he earned. But because I was lenient and led with the heart, that same soldier requested, after he left my unit and had an opportunity to come back into the unit, he asked to come back. And the reason he asked to come back was he said, ma'am, you were fair, hard but fair in your punishment that you gave me. You could have done much, much worse. I wouldn't have been able to take care of my girls. I wouldn't be able to take care of my family. But you taught me the lesson I needed to learn. And I would be honored to be able to come back in your formation. And I allowed him to come back, but he was over my drug and alcohol program, sharing his story of the decisions he had made and how those decisions played out. And we ended up that year having the best program on the post.
Yes, I love that. And sometimes you have to let people face that in their own timing, right? Like sometimes instead of breaking them down, having them to work through it themselves is the best way of being able to lead others through it because you went through it, right? So that is a very great example of how you and your leadership has the ability to really affect people in a way that they'll take the punishment. They'll take the opportunity also, though, to come and still follow you because they understand that you're a real person, and you give them the opportunity to change. So I think that is amazing. So legacy is more than wealth. What legacy are you intentionally creating for generations to come? Because I know that you have created an amazing platform, the Dare to Lead Differently platform, as well as you had the seat at the table. So tell me how that plays into how you're creating things for generations to come.
Well, those 2 particular things you mentioned, the seat at the table leadership mastermind, is really where it's a virtual experience where we're bringing people in that are like yourselves that were on there as a panelist to share about real strategies that you've executed, real challenges you've gone through, and how you've addressed those. That to me helps us make better leaders, and that's my legacy, is making better leaders for society, and that's what LT3, my business, is all about. So that leadership mastermind is free to the public. Anyone can attend and come to the seat and be fed, be poured into, and leave better because you're being challenged with the way that you think. You're being challenged with some of the ways in which you lead that you might need to tweak a little. Or you might say, hey, I'm on azimuth. I'm doing pretty good. I get the results I need. But it also creates a community of leaders together helping build each other up. Not give a hand. I'm not talking about a handout. I'm talking about a hand up. And that's what the Leadership Mastermind does. The Dare to Lead Differently Leadership Summit that we're having here in June in Charlotte is all about helping leaders, whether you're starting as an entrepreneur, whether you're a seasoned leader, whether you just got an idea that you want to start something that's going to enhance your community to be better for those who live in the community. All of these things to me are my legacy to lead that help make better leaders for our society. So that's my aim. That's my goal. That's the mission that we're on, is any coaching, any training, any workshops we do, any speaking, motivational speaking opportunities we get. We want people to leave better. I want you to leave challenged, and I want you to leave ready to do something, not just sit, write out notes and, oh, that was good. Ooh, that was really good. Oh, I like how they said that. And then you do nothing with it. I'm talking about real executable strategies that you can put in place to make your organization better, make you as a leader better, so that those you get the honor and privilege to lead are willing to continue to follow you.
I love it. And you're definitely doing that. Great, right? Having an opportunity for those to come in and get the information is real, implementable, actionable things that they're sharing, right? So, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come in and share as well, because it has definitely empowered me and the audience as well. So thank you. When we talk about leadership, luxury, and legacy here on the show, how do you personally define luxury as a leader? Because I know that can have many facets to it, but I would love to hear how you put that into perspective.
I think the luxury of leadership is understanding your leadership DNA, understanding why you lead the way you lead. What is that leadership built upon? What foundation, back to your morals and values, that is built upon, and how are you taking that information and sharing it? Mm-hmm. Having that information close hold only helps you. It doesn't help anyone else. So the luxury is seeking out ways to share that brilliance that you bring to the table. You know, whether that's speaking during schools. You know, we just had the honor for the business to go out and support, I think they were from 4th to 8th grade, about leadership. And I was asking them questions. We had a whole table full of toys, so my table was the hot table because I enticed them, I hooked them in. But to get anything off that table, you had to share what was being a leader. What does that mean to you? And you'd be amazed at the different responses we received, where students were saying someone you can trust. Someone that is going to have your back, someone you can look at and find something in their career or their leadership span that makes you want to do more. Those things to me are luxuries, because communication is so important. But if we can't communicate through our actions, does our video match our audio? Then we are not doing what we're supposed to be doing as a leader. And that DNA starts with you understanding through self-awareness, who am I as a leader? And what is the impact that I want to leave on individuals? Think about when people come in contact with you as a leader. You're supposed to be that atmosphere changer, is what I call them. If you walk in the room and the atmosphere changes in your department or in your section, and it is going downward, check yourself. Mm-hmm. Because that's something about your leadership DNA is off. But if it is the environment changes to the positive and the climate changes, then you're doing something positive. If the people are coming up to you to talk to you genuinely, not coming to suck up, but coming to talk to you genuinely, then you're making an impact. And I think those are luxuries as a leader that we have to do ourselves, of understanding who we are and be intentional about how we lead other people. Because the impact that we make is just like our kids going to school every day. The teacher impacts them because they're with them for the majority of their day. So they're learning. Miss Ann said this. I don't know how many times I used to hear from Leah and Tyra, but Miss Jones said we had to do it like this, Mom. and I was quick to say, Ms. Jones is not your mom, I'm your mom. But think about that from a leadership standpoint, that we spend majority of our day and our time with our leaders, and we emulate them, whether it be good or bad. My thing is to make sure if you're going to emulate me, you're staying on the right side of right.
Oh, I love it. The right side of right. Y'all are there, right? We should be making it our mission to create leaders, right? To have somebody else to come and follow us or to lock arm with us and to really go out there and make a difference. And I can hear the passion in your voice around wanting to make sure that you're empowering that next generation. So, what's the boldest risk that you've taken in your career, and how did it reshape your trajectory? Because you've done something that very few people get the opportunity to do, whether that's in the military and just in life in general. So, share with us, what was that bold risk?
Ooh, that bold risk was actually going to school. I'm a first generational student in my family. And I did not think that I was going to make it to college, but the Lord had different plans for me, and I thank him for that. And taking on Dr. Doris A. Woods, may she rest in peace, saw something in me and decided to give me an opportunity. And I bet on Tia. And I took that opportunity and I won a 4-year all expense paid scholarship to Claflin University. And from there, my story unfolds that got me into the military because I started ROTC. And then from there, from going to ROTC, going into the military, active military, started my leadership journey, giving me the opportunity to impact the lives of others that I was honored to lead. So that right there was a bold risk for me to bet on me because I didn't see anyone in my family that had done that. So I encourage your audience, whatever that bold move may be for them, bet on you. And the possibilities can be endless, but you got to put in the work and you got to put in the reps to make sure you make it to that next level.
I love it. Bet on you. I cannot tell you how that can change the trajectory of your life and your business by itself, right? I always like to say invest in you at the highest level possible to get to wherever it is that you're trying to get to. Why does that make a difference? Because you get a blueprint along with doing that, right? I like to say a leader needs a leader, a coach needs a coach, a consultant needs a consultant. If you're out here doing things by yourself, you are the best version of you today without any help. So can you imagine having somebody to come and lock arms with you that's going to take you to that next place? Man, it really does make a difference. So for those who are listening today, who feel called to lead but question their power, what's your message to them?
I would tell them, pick up a P3 mentality. And the P3 mentality means be persistent about the goal you're going after. Whether that's to start your new entrepreneur, getting ready to start your own business, you have a burning desire in your belly, but you kind of say, I don't know, it'll never work. Nobody's going to. Be persistent about putting in the work to make sure that you are positioning yourself where you can get the help you need, where you can get the resources and partners and collaborations that are necessary. Or if it is like when I started going to school, having people that are in your corner that tells you that you can. If you got someone that's in your corner that's always a Debbie Downer, then you need to get them off your board, because not every board is going to tell you you're doing this great, doing that great, but not every board is constantly going to tell you that you can't do it. So check your surroundings, be persistent about your goals, persevere. This isn't an easy challenge. Leading people is an honor and a privilege, which means that you daily have to put in the reps of helping yourself learn something new, challenge yourself, do assessments like the EQI 2.0 that can show you where your gaps are. Make sure that you are persistent and you persevere through those ups and downs, but you connect yourself with people that are going in the direction that you want to go in. You know, it's kind of like the eagle that flies with the crow on the back. And as they continue to soar, that crow does what? They fall off because they're not built to last.
That's right.
Align yourself with people who are built to last, because you can see it through the actions that they've done. And then the last would give yourself patience with the process. It's not going to happen overnight. I didn't become a brigadier general overnight. That took 33 years to get to that level. And I honestly never had any aspirations to get to that level until I got a board of directors that says, Tia, you could do this. If you just put your mind to it and you put in the work and you expand yourself, you could possibly make general officer. And when I did, I'll be honest with you and transparent with your audience, I was like, oh, Lord, they made me what? Me? A little snot-nosed girl from Darlington, South Carolina? Really? But by doing that, now there was a realm of possibilities that if I could do this, if I could be persistent, I could persevere, and I could give myself some grace through the process to make it to this level. Back to your statement, what more could I do if I really just went all in and all out? So I would say have a P3 mentality of persistence, perseverance, and patience with the process.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That is awesome. And I do know that you don't just talk it, you walk it every step along the way. So thank you so much for being here on today. This has definitely been amazing from the standpoint of how you got to where you are today, but more importantly, how you're now empowering the next generations of leaders in such a way that it continues to go on forever and ever. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And then finally, how can the audience connect with you?
Oh, you connect with me on social media at Twanda Young, or at our website, LT3leads.com. We'd love to have you come to the Seat at the Table Leadership Mastermind. I put that link in the chat. All you have to do is just sign up. It's virtual, no cost. Pour into yourself for an hour and 15 minutes so that you can grow as a leader and connect with like-minded people that want to see you flourish. And connect with people in that forum as well. And then our Dare to Lead Differently Summit that's coming up here in Charlotte. That link is in there. We are going to have a phenomenal time. We have people like yourself, Dr. Tabatha, that's going to be moderating our, how do you build a foundation of your program? How do you build your business on a firm foundation? We're talking about real executable, implementable strategies, day one, that you can use to push yourself to be a better leader, to put your business where it's scalable, and also just to network with other people that want to see you flourish in the space and continue to make the impact you were destined to make. So I thank you, Dr. Tabatha, for letting me come and speak with your audience and share just a few little tidbits of my story and my journey.
I love it. Thank you so much for being here. And we'll have to have you back again, because I know that you always have something super amazing going on. And y'all heard it here. Go to the website, connect with Brigadier General retired Twanda Young, so she can help you in your leadership pursuit. And thank you all for joining into the Iconic Pioneers podcast on today, where we don't just build brands, we build blueprints for generations. Remember, icons aren't born, they're built by those bold enough to lead unapologetically. Until next time, keep leading, keep building, and keep breaking every limitation. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
This is Iconic Pioneers. Hear the story unfold, where the fearless lead and the truth gets told. Every voice legendary, every lesson precise. Housed with wisdom, Dr. Tabatha Russell on the mic. Press play.
Stay ready. The movement starts now.